Hey guys, welcome to this video. In today's video, we are going to create a watch selling e-commerce site using MERN Stack. This video contains the front end. Later, a video containing the backend as well as the admin panel will be uploaded soon. You can add this project to your resume. Also, you can use it as a college project. So before starting to create, let me give you a full demo of this site. Starting with the Navbar, you can see the icon text on the left and navigations on the right side. Once you click, it will take you to that particular page here. Then we have a banner having text and a background video with also a 3 cards having hover effects. After this comes our premium watch brand section having 10 different categories, each having watches in itself. Then we have new arrival section having 5 watches that are upcoming with some details present here too. Also a view all button, once clicked it will redirect you to the watches page here. After this we have a premium banner section having text timer on the left and a watch image with the price on the right side. Then we have the watches journal having 4 cards with the horizontal scroll. Each cards have the image and the descriptions. Then we have a footer section having details about the site, explore, support and the connect details present here. On the extreme bottom right, a button is present that will take you to the top of the web page. On watches page, you can see the multiple watches are listed here. Filter is also present that is given by the gender here. Now on contact us page, you can see the form on the left and a showroom visit on the right side. Once you fill the form, you will be redirected to the web WhatsApp with the data that you want to share. To access the card, a user must be logged in as it is a protected route here. So on account, you can create your account or you can sign up. So let me just log in here. A toast is seen on the right side. Now you can access the cart page. So let me add some watches here. Now you can see the form on the left and the order summary on the right side. Here you can increase, decrease and remove the item from the cart, and also you can clear the cart immediately. So now let me fill the form and submit the order. A toast is shown on the right side and the cards get empty over here. This site is fully responsive for any devices. All the pages are responsive for either it can be mobile or it can be laptop or it can be tablet view here. So this is all. So let's get started. So now open your VS Code and let's go to our Chrome and search here for white React here. Now click on this first link, scroll down and copy this command, and now inside your terminal just paste it here. Let's give the project name as front end over here. Then the framework will be React and variant will be JavaScript. Select no and no and then let's change the directory to our front end, and let's install the node packages here by copying this command and pasting it here. Now till this is installing, let's go and install the Tailwind CSS. So search here for the Tailwind CSS, click on this first link, click on this get started button. Now for white we have to install this, so just copy this command here, and now in your terminal just paste it over here. Now after pasting this, just copy this import statement. Now once you have copied this, just go to your front end inside the white.config.js, just paste it here. Now after pasting this, let's go and just copy this plugin over here, and here inside the plugin just put a comma and paste it here. Now after pasting this, let's go and copy the import statement, and here we have to go to your src. We don't read the app.css, you can remove it, and in your index.css just paste it over here. Now after this, here we have to copy this h1 tag here, just copy this much, and in your app.jsx remove the whole code and type here RAFCE and just paste it here. Change the class to class name over here, and now in your terminal just type here npm run dev here. Now type O and enter to open it on the default browser here. Now as you can see, the Tailwind CSS is successfully installed and is working fine here. So now let's go back here, and now here inside the assets here, you can see the assets are present here. You can get the link is already given in the description box. You can get these assets from there, and you will also be getting here the dummy datas, that is these datas here. You will be getting these datas from the given link below here. So you can get these datas and the CSS files here from the given link in the description box below. So now after this, let me just close all this, and now here in your index.html, let's give the title here, and the title here it will be watch website here. Now after this, let me just close this also, and now after this, let's go to our src and let's create our components folder here. And now inside the src we have to create the pages folder also. Now inside the pages we have to create a page, that is the home.jsx here, and inside this we have to type here the RAFCE. Now inside this, let me just go to our Chrome, and here let's search here for the React router DOM package here. Now click on this link and just copy this command here, and let's go and in your terminal just paste it here. Now once you have pasted this, let me just close this, and here again type here npm run dev, and let me just refresh the page here, and now it is working fine. Let's go back, and here we have to go to our app.jsx, remove this h1 tag here, and now let's create the routes tag here, and inside the routes tag here we have to create a route tag, and inside the route here we have to give the path on slash, and the element we are gonna render on this slash will be home element here. Now after writing this much, we have to also wrap our app component. So remove the strict mode from the main.jsx here, and we have to wrap it inside the browser router here. So now we have to cut the app from here and just paste it inside the browser router. Now our app supports the browser router here. Remove the strict import over here, and now after this, let me just close this and go. Now here in your app, in your components, we have to create a component, that is the banner home.jsx here. Now inside this just type here RAFCE, and now inside the home we have to import the banner home over here. Now once you have imported, let me just go to our banner home, and let me just type here the banner here, and let's go to our Chrome, and you can see the banner is coming here. So this is all working fine here, and let's go, and now let's create our banner home. So for that we have to import. So here we are gonna import our banner home styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are going to use these CSS property for our this particular component over here. Now let me just close this here, and now after this, inside the div here, let us give here the class name. Let me just give here the class name, and the class name here it will be our banner home styles dot, here it will be container. Now inside this another div tag and a class name here, it will be our banner home styles dot, here it will be our navbar wrapper. Then we have to create another component, and the name of the component will be our navbar dot let me just type here the navbar.jsx here, and inside this type here RAFCE. Now here in your banner home we have to import this navbar over here. So now after importing the navbar, let's go to our navbar and let us create the navbar. So for that, type here import the navbar styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are going to use the CSS property for our this particular component over here. So now let me just close this here, and now inside this let's remove the div tag, and inside this let's create the header tags here, and let's give the class name to this header tag. It will be navbar styles dot header. Then inside this create a nav tag and a class name. Here it will be our navbar styles dot nav. Then inside this the role of this nav will be navigations here. Now inside the nav tag create a div tag, and let's give the class name to this div. It will be navbar styles dot container. Then inside this we have to create our brand logo here. So for that, create a div tag, and let's give the class name to this div. It will be navbar styles dot, here it will be brand container. Then inside this create another div tag and a class name. It will be navbar styles dot logo container. Then here let me just go to our, you can see on the UI it is present here. So now for the icon we have to search here for the Lucidity React here. Now click on this first link. Now for the npm you have to copy this command here, and now in your terminal just paste it over here. Now once you have pasted, till then just go to your icons and search here for the clock icon here. Now click on this icon, expand this icon here, and now here for the React we have to copy this import statement here, and now after this just paste it over here. Now again in your terminal just run it again, npm run dev, and let's close this and refresh the page here. Now it shows the UI, and now let's go back here, and now here we have to import the clock icon. Then the class name to this icon, it will be navbar styles dot logo icon. Now after writing this we have to create a link tag, and we have to import this link. So we have to import the link that is coming from our React Router DOM package here. Now let's give here the to property, and it will be taken on the slash, and the on click property create an arrow function here, and inside this just type here the handle nav click, and inside this it will be on slash here, and a class name to this link tag here, it will be our navbar styles dot logo link. Now inside this just create a span tag and a class name to the span. Here it will be navbar styles dot logo text, and inside this let me just give a style also, and here the style here it will be navbar styles dot logo text styles, and here just type here the chrono elite here. Now after writing this we have to also create this function, that is the handle nav click. So for that first we have to type here const open comma set open is equals to a use state hook, and the value here it will be false here. Now type here const location is equals to use location hook, that is coming from our React Router DOM package. Then type here const navigate is, let me just type a navigate is equals to use navigate hook, that is again coming from our React Router DOM package. Then const active comma set active is equals to use state hook, and the value here it will be location dot path name, that is whatever path you have selected it will be active there. So that thing will be managed by this active here. So now let's create this function. So just paste it here, and now inside this pass here the href and an arrow function, and then set active here it will be href, and then just type a set open here, it will become false over here. Now after writing this much, let's go, and now you can see on the UI you can see the chrono light with the icon is present here. So now let us search here for the GitHub here. The link is already given in the description box for the dummy datas here. You can go directly to this and you will be landing on this page here. Go to your front end, inside the src, inside the components here, inside the navbar, just go to your navbar.jsx and just copy the nav items over here, and on the top here just import them here. Now after importing this, now after this div, create our desktop navigation. So here we are gonna create our desktop navigation over here. So now create a div tag and a class name. Here it will be navbar. Let me just type here the navbar styles dot. Here it will be our desktop nav. Then we have to import the nav items dot map function, and here we are gonna map the item, create an arrow function here, and now just type here const is active is equals to, here it will be active is equals to the item dot href, that is the link here. Then we are gonna return the link tag here, and now inside the link tag let us give here the key property. It will be item dot name. Then the to property here, it will be item dot href. Then the on click property, create an arrow function here, and inside this just type a handle nav click and pass here the item dot href. Then a class name to this link, here it will be backtick, and pass here the navbar styles dot, here it will be nav item base. Then inside this just check that is active. So if it is active, then it will be navbar styles dot, here it will be our nav item active. In else case, it will be navbar styles dot, here it will be our nav item inactive. Now let's go, and here on the UI you can still see it is working fine here. So now once you have imported this span, and we are gonna pass here the item dot name, then you can see on the UI you will be able to see the names here. Then the class name to the span, here it will be backtick, and pass here the navbar styles dot, here it will be active indicator, and also we are gonna check that is active. If it is, then it will be, let me just type here the navbar styles dot, here it will be active indicator visible. In else case, here it will be navbar styles dot active indicator hidden. Now after writing this, let me just go, and now you can see these navigations are present here. When we click on the link, it will take you to that particular page here. So now after this, let me just create the right side, that is the cart and the login button. So create a div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be navbar styles dot right actions. Then just type a link tag, and let's give here the link, that is the to property. It will be taking on to slash cart page, and let's give the class name to this link. It will be navbar styles dot, here it will be cart link. Now let's give here the icon baggage claim, and a class name to this icon, navbar styles dot cart icon. Now after writing this, let's go, and now you can see the icon is present here. Now for this icon, let me just go, and let us create in the src, we have to also create a cart context, so that we can get the total items in the cart here. So just type here import react from react, then just set up here, that is the cart context is equals to, we have to create the context here. So using the create context hook here, then we have to export the function, and the name of the function here, it will be our cart provider, and inside this we have to pass here the children here. And now inside this, now after this we have to return here, that is we have to return the cart provider. Let me just type here cart context dot provider here, and now inside this we have to pass here the children's here. Now we also have to export the const use cart is equals to our create an arrow function, and just type here the use context hook here, and pass here the cart context over here. Now after writing this, we have to also wrap our app component into the cart provider here. So just cut the app from here in the main.jsx and paste it here. Now after writing this, we have the cart context power on the project here. So just type here const cart comma set cart is equals to, it will be a use state hook, and the value here, it will be an arrow function here. So here we are gonna get the cart data that is coming from our use state hook, and it will be storing the local storage dot get cart item, that is the cart data. Then it will return the stored here. If it is returning the stored, it will be json.parse method, and here we are gonna parse here the stored. In else case, it will be empty array. Now here to persist the data to the local storage, that is the cart data. So for that we have to create a use effect hook and an arrow function inside this. Just type here, that is the local storage dot set item, and here we are gonna set the cart data, that is the json dot stringify, and here we are gonna stringify the cart data here. Now it will be done for the cart here. Now after this here, that is to add the items to the cart. That is for the first time you are adding an item to the cart. Here we will be adding the const add item is equals to item. Here we are gonna pass here the item, and then we have to set the cart that is the previous, and create an arrow function here, and inside this just type here that is the const existing. If the item is already existing, it will be our previous, that is the previous dot find, and here we are gonna find here using the previous item, and it will be previous item using the id, that will be the item id. That means that is the previous id is present for that item, it means it is existing. If it is existing, then return the previous dot map, and here we are going to map here the previous item, create an arrow function, and inside this previous dot id is equals to item dot id. If it is, then in that case it will be previous, and the quantity here it will be increasing, that is the previous dot quantity will be increased by 1. In else case it will be first time, that is you will be adding the item first time, that is the p. Now it will return the previous and also the item, and then the quantity here it will 1, that is the item is added to the cart here by 1 here. And if it is already existing, then it will just increase the quantity by 1 here. So now else case it will just return you the 1, that is the item is added. Now to increase the value, that is to increase the value directly from the cart in for 1, so for that just type a const increment function is equals to pass here the id, that will be helping you increase the particular id data. So pass here the set cart and type here the previous dot map, and we are going to map here the previous and create an arrow function, and inside this previous dot id is equals to id. If it is, then in that case it will be previous, and the quantity here it will be increasing with the previous dot quantity plus 1 here, that it will increase the quantity, else it will be initial at p here, that is whatever the quantity is present here. Now again to decrease the value, and if it is 0, then it will remove the item from the cart here. So for that const decrement is equals to pass again the id here, so that the id will be helpful for creating this and helping in the finding the data, that is whatever cart we have to, whatever item we have to remove, it will be done using the id. So just copy this line and just paste it here. All we need to change is the sign here. And now after this we also have to type here the filter, and here we are going to filter, that is the p, and create an arrow function and type here p dot quantity is greater than 0. That means it has to be greater than 0, and that means if it is not greater than 0, it will immediately remove the item from the cart, and then the id will not match the particular id that is present here. Now after this, that is to remove the item directly from the cart, that is the, if they want to remove the item directly from the cart, just type here the const remove item, pass again the id and create an arrow function, just set the cart here, and the cart here it will be previous and an arrow function, and inside this previous dot filter, and we are going to filter, that is the previous, and then it will be previous dot id is not equals to the item dot id, that is the id here. So if the id doesn't match, it means that is the item has been removed from the cart over here. Now after this we have to remove the item from the cart, that means we don't require that id here. So to clear the cart, that is to immediately empty the whole cart, just set the cart here and it will be empty array. So by this we have completed this also. So for the helper function, let me just go here to the GitHub here, and now inside the cart context.jsx, all you need to do is just copy this function here, this function, and just paste it after this function here. Now so here it will be our function for the price parser, and it will give you the price, and it will check that is the number has to be finite, that is the price given here is correct. So this function only checks that much, that is the check the number is right, and also that is correct for the our sum or not, that is this value is correct or not here. Then for the totals we have to type a const total items is equals to, we are gonna get the item from the cart dot reduce function, and here we are gonna reduce the sum and also the p, and then create an arrow function, it will be sum plus the p dot quantity, or it will be 0. Now type here const, it will be our total items let me just type here total price. So first line will give you the total number of items, whatever items are present in the cart. Then the total price will give you the sum with the price, and type create an arrow function, type a sum plus price dot quantity, that is the or else it will be 0 into the parse price, that is the function we have created above with the p dot price here. Now after this, in the provider, let's pass the value here, and inside this we are going to pass here the cart, then the add item, then the increment, then we have to call the decrement here, then the remove item, then the clear cart here, and also the total items as well as the total price here. Now, so by this we have completed our cart context over here. And now after this, let's go to our navbar, and here on the top, after this we have to also type here, that is the const. Here it will be total items is equals to use cart, and it will be coming from our cart context here. Now type here const, and here it will be logged in comma set logged in is equals to a use state hook, and the value here create an arrow function, and inside this just type a create a try catch block and type here return. It will be local storage dot, here it will be get item, that it will be getting the item as the is logged in is equals to, it will be true, or it can be that is the local storage dot get item, and here we are going to get the auth token here, that means the user is logged in here. Now in case of any catch block, that is in case of any error, just return the value as false. And now create a use effect hook here, and now create an arrow function here, and inside this use effect just type here the set active, here it will be location dot path name, that is whatever path is active it will show you this, and in else case it will be on slash here. Now also we have to do it for the location here. Now after writing this much, also we have to keep the user that is logged in for all the pages. So for that we have to create a use effect hook. So just go to your GitHub, inside the navbar.jsx, just copy this use effect hook from here, and now just paste it after this. Now after pasting this much, let me just scroll down here, and now after this let me just type here, that is the total items is greater than 0, and inside this create a span tag and a class name to the span. It will be our navbar size dot, here it will be card batch, and now inside this we are going to pass here the total items. So it will be coming over the icon for the total number of items we have added in the cart. So type here is not logged in and create a link tag. If that's the case, create a link tag, and it will be to property, here it will be taken to slash login, and a class name to this, it will be navbar size dot, here it will be account link. Now inside this just pass here the icon as user, and a class name to this, let me just type here the class name to this icon, here it will be navbar size dot account icon. Now just create a span tag and a class name, here it will be navbar size dot, again it will be account, let me just type here account text, and inside this it will be account here. Now in else case, if the user is logged in, then a button tag, and the on click property here it will be handle logout, and a class name to this button, it will be navbar styles dot account link, and then inside this pass the icon as user, and a class name, here it will be again the navbar styles dot account icon. Now a span tag and a class name to the span, here it will be our navbar styles dot account text, and now inside this just pass the text as logout here. Now after writing this much, we have to define this handle logout function. So for that let me just go and type here the const, here we have to create first the comment as the logout here. So just type here const handle logout is equals to, and create an arrow function here, create a try catch block, and in try block just type here the local storage dot remove item, and here we are gonna remove here the item is logged in, then local storage dot remove item, it will removing the auth token from here, and the T has to be capital here, as it has to be similar what we are gonna remove here. And in case of the error, just create our set logged in, here it will become false, and then the set open, here it will become again false, and the navigate, it will be gonna navigate us to on slash here. Now after writing this much, let's go, and now on the UI you can see the account button is also present. Once click, it takes us to our login page here. Now let's go back, and now here after writing this much, now for the mobile toggle button, that is the toggle functionality for the mobile menu, so create a div tag here and a class name to this div. It will be navbar styles dot, it will be mobile menu button, then a button tag, and let's give the on click property here. It will be an arrow function, and inside this set open here, it will be not open. Then let's give the class name to this button tag. It will be navbar styles dot menu button. Now inside this pass here, that is the open. If it is open, then in that case just pass the icon as X and a class name. It will be navbar styles dot mobile, just let me just type here, menu icon. Now in else case, that is if it is not open, then the icon as menu here, and the class name to this icon here, it will be again navbar styles dot menu icon here. Now after writing this much, let me just go to our UI here, and now for the smaller screen here, now you can see the toggle menu is visible here. Now let me just go, and now after this div, we have to create our mobile navigation menu. So for that here, let me just create a div. First we have to type at the open, that is the menu is open, and a div tag. Then the class name here, it will be navbar styles dot, it will be our mobile menu. Then another div tag and a class name here, it will be navbar styles dot mobile menu container. Then we have to pass here the nav items dot map function, and we are gonna map here the item, create an arrow function, and inside this again type here const is active is equals to active is equals to item dot href. Then type here return, and we are gonna return a link tag here. Then the key property here, it will be item dot name. Then the to property here, it will be our item dot href, and then the on click property, it will be an arrow function inside this. Just pass here the handle nav click, it will be taken to the item dot href. Now after this, let's give the class name to this. It will be our navbar. Let me pass here the backtick and pass here the navbar styles dot mobile nav item base, and inside this check is active. If it is, it will be navbar styles dot, here it will be our mobile nav item active. In else case, here it will be navbar styles dot mobile item nav item inactive. Remove this comma from here, and now after writing this much, inside the link tag, we have to create a span tag, and let's give the class name to the span. Here it will be our navbar styles dot mobile nav item text, and pass here the item dot name here. Now after writing this, we also have to add here the account button. So for that, let me just go and create a div tag. Let's give the class name here, that is the navbar styles dot, it will be mobile account container. Then pass here, that is if the user is not logged in, if it is not logged in, then create a link tag, and inside the link, let's give here the to property here, it will be on slash login, and on click property here, it will be create an arrow function, and inside this just set the open here, it will be false here. Now also we have to handle the nav click, it will be taken on to slash login here. Then a class name to it will be navbar styles dot, here it will be mobile account link. Now inside this pass the icon as user and a class name, it will be navbar styles dot mobile account icon. Then this class name, it will span tag, and it will be account here. Now in else case, that is the user is logged in, then a button tag here, and inside this button just pass here the on click here, it will be handle logout. Let me pass here the handle logout, and a class name to this button tag, it will be navbar styles dot mobile account button. Now inside this pass here the icon as user and a class name, here it will be navbar styles dot, it will be mobile account icon. And now inside this a span, and just type here that is the logout here. Now after writing this, we have completed our navbar over here. So now let's go back, and now you can see the account button is also coming, and the navbar is responsive for this all the screens over here. Now let me just close this, and now let's go to our banner home.jsx, and now after this we also have to create here the background video that will be running. So create a div tag and a class name. Here it will be Navbar. Let me just type here the banner home styles dot. It will be video container. Then create a video tag. And now inside the video tag here, first we have to import the video. So import the video that is coming from our // assets. Let me just type here the assets / here it will be our banner video.mp4. So here we are going to use this video for our background here. This is the video that will be running in the background. So now inside this, pass here the reference here, it will be video ref. And now for the video ref, we have to type here const video ref is equals to, it will become using the use reference hook, and the value will be null here. Now we also create a use effect hook and create an arrow function here. Inside this, just type here const reduce motion is equals to, it will be window dot, it will be match media. And now inside match media and we have to type here window dot match media, and inside this we are gonna pass here the prefers reduce motion, and it will be reduce here. That is, the video will be running in slow motion here. Now type here dot matches, and now inside this we also have to type here if the reduce motion and the video reference dot current it happenings, then it will be video reference dot current dot here the pause here, and then we have to also type here the video reference dot current dot here it will be our remove attribute as the autoplay here. Now after writing this, we have to also pass here the function that is the, it will be done for the each time we reload the page here. Then create a class name to this video tag, it will be banner home styles dot video. Then autoplay here it will be on, then the muted here it will be on, then it will be a loop video. Then we are gonna pass here the place in line, then the preload here it will be metadata, then the poster here it will be on / fallback jpg, then the role of this here it will be a presentation over here. Then inside this the source here, and in the source we are gonna pass here the src as, here we are gonna pass here the video here, and also the type here it will be video / mp4 here. So now once you go and refresh the page, now you can see the video is running in the background over here. Now after seeing the video, now let me just go and let us create our content here. So for that, create a div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be banner home styles dot, it will be our content container, then a div. Now let's give here the class name as banner home styles dot, it will be h1 container, then a h1 tag, and let's give the class name to this heading tag, it will be banner home styles dot h1 text. And now inside this, let's give the text first, let's give the style also, that is the banner home styles dot, it will be our play fair font, then a span tag and a class name. Here it will be again the banner home styles dot h1 span gray, and inside this pass here the love you more. Now another span tag and a class name. Here it will be banner home styles dot, it will be our h1 span yellow, and pass here the with each TikTok here. Now after writing this, now you can see the heading is present over here. Now after writing this much, let me just add a paragraph here and a class name to this paragraph tag. It will be banner home styles dot subtext, and now inside this let's give the paragraph as discover our exclusive collection of handcrafted timepieces that embodies precision, luxury, and here let me just type here the timeless style here. Now after writing this much, let's go, and now you can see in the paragraph is also present here. Now after writing this much, so now after this we have to create the cart section here. So for that, create a div tag and a class name to this div, it will be banner home styles dot cart container, then another div tag and a class name to this div, it will be banner home styles dot, it will be grid. Now inside this, create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be our backtick, and pass here the banner home styles dot card wrapper. Then inside this we also have to pass here the banner home styles dot left card transformation and a div. Then class name here it will be backtick, pass here the banner home styles dot, it will be our card base, and then banner home styles dot, it will be our cart padding. Now create an image tag, and source here it will be our BL1, and now we have to import this. So for that, type here import BL1, that is coming from our asset slash BL1.png here. Now copy this line here and just paste it 2 times here. Now we have to change it to BL2 and to 3, and this will be changed to BL2 and to BL3 here. We have to also change the mid here, that is the BM1, and it will be BR1 here. Also the import here, that is the BM1, and then here it will be BR1 here. Now we are using this image for the right side here and this image for the middle over here. Now let me just in alternate here, let me just type here the left logo here. Then let's give the class name to this image tag. It will be our banner home styles dot, it will be card image, and then we also have to pass here the banner home styles dot left card image. Now after writing this, loading here, it will become lazy here. Now after this, you can see the left side image is present over here. Now also we have to give here the text for the paragraph here. Then the class name here, it will be backtick, pass here the banner home styles dot, it will be card label, and then inside this banner home styles dot, it will be card label gray. Let's give the classic heritage for the paragraph here, and now let's go, and now you can see the classic heritage is present over here. Now after writing this much, let me just copy this div here, and again we have to paste it here, and again we have to paste, that is the 2 times here we have pasted this. Now just change it to our middle card transformation. Then here it will be changed to our card middle over here. Then the icon will be changed to our middle logo. Then here it will be changed to our middle card image over here. Now the color here, it will be changed to card label yellow, and the name here, it will be changed to limited edition here. Now after writing this, let me just go, and now it shows the error, that is the, okay, we have to type here BM1 here. Then it will be changed to our BR1, and this div will be changed to right here, right card transformation. Then here it will be card base here, and here we have to just change it to right card image over here, and this will be changed here to our modern precision. Now after this, we have completed our banner home.jsx component also, and now you can see all the 3 cards are present here, and each with the paragraph also. So now after this, let's go back, and now in your component, let us create another component, that is the categories home.jsx here. Let's type here RAFCE, and now inside the home we have to import this categories home. So now after importing this, let's go to our categories, and here let's type here import the categories home styles dot, coming from dummy styles, and here we are going to use these CSS property for our this particular component over here. So now type here import, and here we are gonna import the brands data that is coming from our asset slash categories home data. So here we are getting these brands data over here from the dummy files here, and here we are using the ID for the brand, the name of the brand we will be getting here, the slug here for the filter, then the image here for the brand, and the link, so that it will get navigated on this link here. Now after writing this, we have to remove the div tag and create a section tag over here, and let's give the class name to the section tag. Here it will be categories home styles dot section. Then create a div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be our categories home styles dot, here it will be container. Now inside this, create a header tag, and let's give here the class name to this header tag. It will be our categories home styles dot header, and also a style, and it will be categories home styles dot playfair font here. Now inside this h1 tag and a class name to this heading tag, it will be categories home styles dot h1, and a style here, it will be, let me just type here the categories home styles dot, it will be our h1 font size. Then a span tag and a class name, here it will be categories home styles dot, it will be our h1 span, let me type here h1 span regular, and a text, that is the premium watch here. So now by writing this much on the UI, you can see that is the premium watch is present on the UI. Now after writing this much, let's create a span and a class name to the span tag. Here it will be categories home styles dot. Here it will be h1 span ascent and type here brands here. Now a div tag and a class name to this div tag, it will be categories home styles dot underline here. So now after writing this much, create a paragraph and let's give the class name to this paragraph tag. It will be categories home styles dot subtext, and let's give the text as the discover the world's most prestigious watchmakers curated picks for the every style here. Now by writing this paragraph here, after this header tag, let us create our grid here. So for that, create a div tag and let's give the class name to this div. It will be categories home styles dot grid and a style here. Let me just type here the style tag and it will be our categories home styles dot playfair font here. Now type here the brands dot map and here we are gonna map here the brand and an arrow function here. And now inside this, let's create a link tag here and let's me just type here the link tag. And now here let me just give here the key property and the key property will be brand.id. Then the to property here, it will be brand.link, and then the class name to this link tag, it will be categories home styles dot card link. Now we also have to type here the const. Here it will be our hover brand comma set hovered brand is equals to a use state hook and the value here it will be null here. Now after writing this, let me scroll down and let's go to our UI. You can see the underlining as well as the text is present here. Now let's me just type here the on mouse enter. Here create an arrow function and just type here set hovered brand. Here just it will be brand.id. Then on mouse leave, it will be again an arrow function and just type here set hovered brand. Here it will be again null here. That is the brand hovering is closed here. Now create a div tag and class name to this div. It will be categories home styles dot card wrapper. Then create another div tag and a class name to this div. It will be categories home styles dot image container. Then create a image tag and in source we are gonna pass here the brand dot image here. Then for the alternate here we have to pass here the brand dot. Here it will be name and a loading here it will become lazy for them and a class name to this image tag. Here it will be categories home styles dot image. Now by writing this on the UI, you can see there are 10 images are present here, and once click it will take you to that particular page for that particular watch here. Now after this, let me just go and here let's create a div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be categories home styles dot cart content. Then let's create a h3 tag and a class name to this heading tag. It will be backtick, pass here the categories home styles dot card title base. And now inside this, type here the hovered brand is equals to brand.id. If it is, then it will be categories home styles dot card title hover. In else case, it will be categories home styles dot card height title normal. Now inside this h3 we have to pass here the brand dot name here. Now once you have passed this, let me just type here the brand dot tagline. If it is present, then in that case a paragraph tag and a class name to this paragraph. It will be categories home styles dot. It will be our card tagline and let pass here the brand dot tagline here. In else case, if it is not present, it will be null here. That is, it is not present over here. Now after writing this, now you can see the brand name is also present here. And now after writing this much, let's create a span tag and a class name to this span. Here it will be categories home styles dot focus ring. Now we have to close the span right here, so let me just close it here. Now after this, let's create the style tag and just pass here the categories home. Let me just type here the categories home styles dot style string. Now so by this we have completed our categories home also. Now on the UI you can see the categories home, the categories are present here. And now after this, let's go to our components and here let us create our coming soon watches page. Let me just type here the coming soon watches page dot JSX here and type here RAFCE. And now here let me go to our home.jsx and let's import the coming soon watches page here. Now after this, let's go to our coming soon watches page and just type here import, and here we are gonna import here the, let me type here the coming soon styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are going to use the CSS property for our this particular component. And now after this, let me just go to our GitHub, and here for the coming soon watches page, we have to import, we have to copy and paste these data for the dummy data that is present over here. And once you have copied them, let me just paste it here. Now once you have pasted this, we have to correct the import path for this file here. So now let me just correct the import path here. Now once it is correct, this is the dummy data here, and now after this we have to remove the div, and now inside this create a section tag again, and let's give the class name to this section tag. It will be coming soon styles dot section. Then a div tag and a class name, it will be coming soon styles dot, it will be container. Then a div and a class name to this div, it will be again coming soon styles dot, here it will be header container. Then another div tag and a class name to this div, it will be coming soon styles dot title container. Then a h2 tag and a class name to this heading tag, it will be coming soon styles dot title, and a style tag here, it will be coming soon styles dot title style. Then pass here the new arrivals. So now by writing this new arrivals, let's go on the UI, and here you can see the new arrivals section is present here. Now after writing this much, let me just scroll and just copy this div tag from here that will be containing the images here. And now after this, create a paragraph tag and a class name to this paragraph, it will be coming soon styles dot subtitle, and here let's give here the subtitle as coming soon. Now a anchor tag, and here on the href it will be on /watches here. Let me type here the watches, and then a class name to this anchor tag, it will be coming soon styles dot, here it will be view all link. Then just type here that is the view all here. Now here the after this div, we have to type here the watches section, that is the watches images will be coming here. So a div and a class name here, it will be coming soon styles dot watch container. Now another div tag and a class name here, it will be coming soon styles dot, it will be our watches row. Then we have to pass here the watches dot map, and here we are going to map here the watch and create an arrow function. Inside this, type here a figure tag, and here the key property here, it will be watch dot id. Then the class name to this figure tag here, it will be our coming soon styles dot watch item. Then we have to just paste here the div we have copied here, and now by pasting this div, let me just go, and now you can see the watches are present over here on the UI. And now here there is an icon is also given here. Just copy this and just paste it after this alt here. Now once you have pasted this here, after this create a fig caption tag, and now inside this fig caption tag, let's give the class name here, it will be coming soon styles dot, here it will be fig caption. Now inside this our div tag, and let's give the class name, it will be coming soon styles dot watch name here, and pass here the watch dot name over here. Now after this div, create another div tag and a class name here, it will be coming soon styles dot, it will be price, and here we have to pass here the format INR, and watch dot price will be passed over here. So by this we have completed our coming watch pages page, and here you can see this is how our page will look like. And here if I refresh the page over here, it will look something like this on the UI here. Now let's check the responsiveness. So till now the watches as well as all the pages, all the sections for this particular home page is responsive for all the devices here, and the navbar and everything is responsive for this here. So now let me just close this, and let's go to our VS Code, and here in your app.jsx, let's give a class name to this div. Here it will be min height screen, then the width will be full and the overflow from x-axis will be hidden. Then it will be anti-lized, that is it will show you the text for this will be having no border here. then the text slate 900 and BG white. In your components, create the fashion page.jsx component and type RAFCE. Now in your home page here, we have to import the fashion page here. So let's import this, and now after this, let's go to our fashion page and here just import. So here we are gonna import the watch offer banner styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are using these CSS property for our this particular component here. Now after this, let me just type also we have to import the f1 coming from our asset slash, it will be f1.png. Now here we are using this image for this particular component here, and now let's go to our GitHub here, and now for the fashion page.jsx, here we have to copy this use effect hook also with the use state hook, and here we have to paste it here. Now after writing this, we have to import the use effect hook, and also we have to import the use state hook. Here we are defining the hard-coded value for the time left, that is the days, the hours, the minutes and the seconds. These all things are hard-coded here. And now in the use effect hook, all we are doing is just reducing the time per second, and if we refresh the page, it will just restart the timer here. Then inside this, create a div tag and a class name to this div. It will be watch offer banner size dot container. Then another div tag, it will be a class name as watch offer banner size dot max width container. Then create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be watch offer banner size dot banner. Then another div tag and a class name, it will be watch offer banner styles dot, it will be our content section. Then another div tag and a class name here, it will be watch offer banner styles dot, it will be our decorative large. Now after this div, create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be watch offer banner styles dot decorative small here. Now after writing this, let's go to our UI, and now you can see the banner is present here, something look like this with the two circles here. And now after this div, create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be watch offer banner size dot offer tag, and a style tag also, it will be having the Playfair font here. Then let's pass here the limited time offer, and now create a h1 tag and a class name. It will be our watch offer banner styles dot, here it will be our heading. Then a style again, it will be watch offer banner size dot Playfair font here. Then just pass here the heading as premium and a space here and a span tag. Then class name here, it will be our watch offers banner size dot heading ascent, and pass here the luxury watches. Now after this, pass here the collection here. Now also give this space over here. So now by writing this, you can see we have this premium luxury watches collection over here with the limited time offer here. Now after writing this much, create a paragraph tag and a class name to this paragraph. It will be watch offer banner size dot, it will be our description. Now let's give the description as discover our exclusive selection of premium timepieces with special discount up to 30% off. Elevate your style. Let me just type here the style with precision craftsmanship here. Now after writing this paragraph, let's create a div tag and a class name. Here it will be watch offer banner size dot, it will be our countdown grid, and then pass here the, let me just pass here the object dot entries, and for each entries, that is the time left. And here we are gonna dot map here, and we are gonna map here the, let me pass here the unit and the value, unit with the value, and now create an arrow function here, and inside this type a div tag and a class, first the key here, it will be unit, and a class name. Here it will be watch offer banner size dot, it will be our countdown item. Then another div tag and a class name to this div, it will be watch offer banner styles dot, it will be our countdown value. Now pass here the string, and inside this pass here the value dot, it will be our pat start here with the 2 and with 0 here. Now after writing this, create a div tag and let's give the class name to this div. It will be watch offer banner styles dot, it will be our countdown label. Then pass here the unit over here. Now by passing the unit, now you can see the timer is getting started here, and if you refresh the page, Now you can see the timer will again start from this 15 seconds here. Now, after writing this, we have to create here the features here. So for that, a div and a class name to this div, it will be watch offer banner styles dot feature container. Then another div tag, and let's give the class name. It will be watch offer banner styles dot feature item. Then here we have to pass here the icon as struck icon and a class name. First, the size of the icon will be 18 and a class name to this, it will be watch offer banner styles dot feature icon. Now, after this, create a span and a class name to the span tag. It will be watch offer banner styles dot feature text. Let's give here the text as free shipping. Now, just copy this div from here and paste it after this div here 2 times. And now here first let's change the icon here. That will be changed to shield here. Then just change the name for the span. It will be 2 years warranty. Now let's change the icon for this also. It will be our heart icon. And here let me just change the text here. It will be our 30 days replacement or return here. Now after this, let me go, and now you on the UI you can see it is present here for the shipping here. And now after this we have to create the image tag here. So for the image here, let me just type here img and now create a div tag, and let's give here the class name to this div. It will be our watch offer banner styles dot image section. Then create another div tag and a class name. It will be watch offer banner styles dot image overlay. Now let me just close the div right here. And now after this image tag, and then source here it will be our f1, and the alt here it will be image, and the class name to this image tag, it will be watch offer banner styles dot image. Now after writing this, our div tag and a class name to this div, it will be watch offer banner styles dot price tag. Then another div tag and a class name to this div, it will be watch offer banner styles dot, here it will be our old price, and let's give here the price as 899.99. Then another div tag and a class name here, it will be watch offer banner styles dot, here it will be our new price. It will be again the 629.99. Then here another div tag and a class name, here it will be watch offer banner styles dot, it will be discount, and here we have to type here the save 30% here. So by this we have completed our fashion page also. Let's go, and now you can see the image as well as the pricing is also present here, and the banner is looking something like this here. Now after this, let me just go and let us create the testimonial.jsx page, that is the testimonial page.jsx, and type here RAFCE. Then in your home we have to import the testimonial page here. So let me just import this page here, and now inside this let me just type here, that is the import the testimonial page styles, that is coming from our dummy styles, and here we are using these CSS property for our this particular component over here. So let me just close this, and now after this let's go to our GitHub here inside the testimonial page.jsx here, and here all we need to do is just first copy the dummy data here and paste it. After this, here we have to again correct the path for the imports here that is present over here, and let me just correct this. And now after correcting this, we are getting these dummy data here, and now after this let me just go, and here we have to copy these full functions here, all the functions here, just copy them and now paste it after this here. Now all these functions are doing only a single job, that is these all functions are doing, that is the smooth scroll on the x-axis, that is it will work for the horizontal axis for the smooth scrolling, as if you start with the touch, and it will just give you the smooth scroll around the x-axis here. So here starting from this scroller till the last, these all functions are just performing this only. So now for the UI part, let me just remove this, and now inside this create a first let me just scroll up here, and here we have to also import the use reference hook here, that is coming from our, and also the use effect hook coming from our React here. So now Here create a section tag here, and let's give here the class name to the section tag. It will be our testimonial page styles dot page section. Then create a div tag, and let's give here the class name. It will be testimonials page styles dot container. Then let's give the h2 tag and a class name to this heading tag. It will be testimonial page styles dot title, and a style here it will be our font family. Here it will be our Playfair display, and it will be Sheriff. Now inside the h2 tag here we have to give here the watch journal here. Now, once you have written this on the UI, you can see that is the watch journal is present here. Now after this, let's create our, that is the for scrolling here on the x-axis. Let me just type here the div tag, and here we have to take the reference here that is coming from our scroll. Let me just type here this scroller. Then our div class name here, it will be testimonial page style dot scroller. Then on mouse down here, it will be our on mouse down here. Then we have to pass here the on mouse leave. It will be on mouse leave here, that is the on mouse leave. Then on mouse up, it will be on mouse up function will be passed over here. Then the on mouse move, that is to move the mouse from left to right, it will be help you with this. Then on touch start here, it will be on touch start, and then on touch end. Let me just type here the on touch move first, then it will be on touch move, and then here the on touch end, we are gonna pass here the on touch end function here. So all these functions will help you in the movement. And also a style tag here, it will be having the WebKit overflow scrolling, it will be touch, and then here it will be our touch action here, it will become the pan from y-axis. Now let me just here we have to pass here the cards.map, and here we are going to map here the card and create an arrow function, and now create an article tag, and let's give here the key value as c.id. Then a class name to this, it will be testimonial page styles dot card. Then the div and a class name, it will be testimonial page styles dot, it will be our image block, and then our image tag in src, it will be c.image, that is the card image, and then alternate here, it will be c.title. Then a class name to this image tag, it will be testimonial page styles dot image. Now after this, let's go on the UI, and now you can see the images are present here, and now you can move it with the touch here. Now after this image tag, create a div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be a class name. Let's give here the testimonial page styles dot content block. Then our div tag, h3 tag, and let's give the class name to this heading tag. It will be testimonial page styles dot card title, and the title here it will be c.title, that is the card title. Then the paragraph here, it will be testimonial page styles dot card meta. For the class name, it will be c.meta for the paragraph here. Another paragraph tag and a class name here, it will be testimonial page styles dot, it will be card expert, and then pass here the c.expert here. Now after writing this, a style tag here, just pass here the style tag, it will be our backtick, and pass here the testimonial page styles dot, here it will be our scroll sidebar height, and by this we have completed our testimonial page also. Now you can see this is the testimonial journal present here with the image, heading, as well as the paragraph here, also the date given here. Now after writing this much, now let's go and let's create our footer.jsx component here, and now type RAFCE. Now in your home page, we have to import the footer. Just import it here, and now inside the footer, let me just type here import, and here we are type here import, and here we are going to import the footer styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are going to use these CSS property for our this particular component over here. Now let me close this, and now after this, remove the div tag and just type here the footer tag here. And now inside the footer tag, let's give the class name. Here it will be footer styles dot, here it will be footer. Then create a div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be footer styles dot, here it will be our top border. Now after this div, we have to go to our GitHub here, and now inside the footer.jsx here, we need to copy this div tag for the background SVG and just copy this background pattern and paste it over here. This is the SVG for the background here. Now after this, another div tag and a class name to this div. It will be our, let me type here, the footer styles dot. Here it will be our main container. Then another div tag and a class name to this div. It will be our footer styles dot. It will be our newsletter section. Then create another div tag and a class name to this div. It will be our footer styles dot newsletter content. Then a h3 tag and a class name to this heading tag. It will be our footer styles dot. It will be our newsletter text, or just pass here the newsletter title here. Now the title will be given as the timeless elegance. Then it will be our delivered. Now a paragraph tag and a class name to this paragraph. Here it will be our footer styles dot. Here it will be our newsletter text, and here just pass here the subscribe to our newsletter for exclusive offer, new collection announcements and styling tips. Now after writing this paragraph, let's go, and now on the UI you can see it is present here. Also you can see this background pattern is also present here, that is the SVG we have used here. So now after this div, after this paragraph, create a div tag and a class name. It will be our footer styles dot. It will be our form container. Then create a input tag and let's give here the type of the input tag. Here it will be our email type. Then the placeholder here, it will be our enter your email here, that is the placeholder it will show you. Then a class name to this input tag. It will be our footer styles dot. It will be email input. Now after writing this, a button tag here, and let's give here the class name to this button tag. It will be footer styles dot subscribe button. Now inside this, pass here the button as subscribe. Now after writing this, let's go, and now you can see the subscribe button is also present on the UI. And now after writing this, now here let's create our main footer section. So for that, create a div tag. Let's give the class name to this div. It will be our footer styles dot main grid. Now create another div tag and let's give here the class name. Here it will be footer styles dot. It will be our brand section. Now another div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be our footer styles dot. It will be our brand container. Then create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be our footer styles dot. It will be our brand icon container. Now let's give here another div tag and a class name. It will be our footer styles dot. It will be our brand icon ping. And inside, after this div, we have to pass here the icon as our clock icon and a class name to this clock. It will be our footer styles dot. It will be our brand icon. Now let me just close this tag over here. And now a span tag and a class name to the span. It will be our footer styles dot. It will be our brand name. And here just give the brand name as Chrono Elite. Then a paragraph tag and a class name to this paragraph. Here it will be our footer styles dot our brand description, and let's give the paragraph as crafting timeless pieces for the discerning individual where precision meets elegance, and then in every detail here. Now after writing this paragraph, let me just go on the UI, and here let me refresh the page here, and now you can see that is the elite. The paragraph is also present with the name here. So now here let me just copy this map function and let me just go and now create a div tag here and a class name to this div. Here it will be footer styles dot. It will be our social icon container. Then just paste it here, and now inside this we have to create an anchor tag. In href we are gonna take itself to on the hashtag, and the key value here for the anchor tag will be index, and a class name to this anchor tag. It will be footer styles dot social icon. Now we have to import the Facebook icon. Let me just import the icon correctly from the Lucidity React. Then for the Instagram icon also, it will be coming from our Lucidity React over here. Then for the Twitter icon also, we have to import it from the Lucidity React here. Now after writing this much, let me just pass here the icon and the class name to this icon. Here it will be our footer. Let me just type here the footer styles dot. Here it will be our social icon inner. Now after this, let's go, and now on the UI you can see these three icons are present over here. Now after writing this much, let me just go back, and now after this let me create our quick links section here. So for that, let me just create a div tag, and let's give the class name to this div. It will be our footer styles dot, or just don't give the class name to this div, it will be a h3 tag, and let's give the class name to this heading tag. Here it will be our footer styles dot, it will be our section heading. Then pass here the icon as chevron right, and a class name to this icon, it will be footer styles dot, here it will be section icon. Now after this, pass here that is explore here. Now by writing this heading, then create a ul tag and a class name to this ul tag, it will be footer styles dot, it will be our link list here. Then let's go to our GitHub and just copy these data from here, and let me just paste it after this. Now inside this map, just create a li tag, and let's give the key value as it will be item dot label here. Then create an anchor tag, and in href it will be taken to our item dot href. Then the class name to this anchor tag will be footer styles dot link item, and here we are gonna pass here the icon as first the chevron right icon, and a class name to this icon, it will be footer styles dot, it will be our link icon. Then we have to pass here the item dot label over here. Now once you have passed the label, now you can see the explore options have these labels present here. And now let's go and just copy this data again from the GitHub. And now after writing this much, now we have to create our customer support, that is this customer services section. So create a div tag and h3 tag, and let's give the heading tag a class name as it will be footer styles dot section heading. Then pass here the icon as chevron right here, and then the class name here, it will be our footer styles dot, it will be our section icon. Now pass here the support here. Now create a ul tag, and let's give here the class name to this tag, it will be footer styles dot, it will be links list. Then paste it here, and now inside the map we have to create a li tag, and inside this the key value here, it will be item, and then the, let me just pass here the, don't give the class name, just create an anchor tag, and in href it will be hash, and a class name, it will be footer styles dot, it will be our support link, and inside this pass here the icon chevron right, and a class name, it will be footer styles dot, here it will be our link list, link icon that is. And then we are gonna pass here the, let me pass here the item. Now once you have passed the items, now you can see the support also have these items present here, and once click, it will be taking you to on the hash page here. Now after this, let's go and let us copy the contact info over here. This is the whole contact info given over here. So now after this give, just paste it here. All we need to do is just import these icons here, that is the map fin for the location here, then the phone number, that is the phone icon we have to import here, and the mail icon we have to import for the mail here. Now once you have imported these, let's go, and now on the UI you can see this is present over here for this connect here. Now after this, so now after this div we have to create our bottom section, that is the bottom liners. So now for that, let me just go and create our div tag, and let's give the class name to this div, it will be our footer styles dot, here it will be our bottom section. Then here create a paragraph tag and a class name, here it will be our footer styles dot, it will be our copyright. Now pass here the and copy colon, then pass here the new date and dot get full year function. Now here it will be our chrono elite full stop, type here crafted with, and here let's give the space, and let's pass here the icon as hearts, and the icon, then the class name to this icon, here it will be footer styles dot, it will be heart icon. Now after this, type here in India. Now create another div tag and a class name, it will be flex wrap, then the justify will be in center and the gap of 2 here. Now a paragraph tag and a class name, here it will be our footer styles dot, here it will be our designer link. Then inside this pass here that is designed by and a space and an anchor tag. In href we have to go and here we have to search here for the hexagon digital services and just copy this link over here, and here let me just paste it after this. And now here we have to give here the target that it can open on the new page, and that is the underscore blank, and the rel will be no opener and non-referrer. And then the class name to this anchor tag, it will be footer styles dot, here it will be link hover, and just pass here the hexagon digital services over here. So now after writing this much, now let me just scroll down, and now after this let's give the style here, that is the footer styles dot, here it will be our media queries. So now by writing this much you have completed the footer also. So by this we have completed this footer here, and now let's go, and now you can see it is present here. And now here once we click on this, it will take you to our main website over here. So now this is all working fine. So by this we have also completed our home page. We have built it the home page over here. Now before creating the contact account page, that is the login page, let us create the brand page here. So for the brand page we have to create the route here. So before creating the route, let us create the component, that is the component name here, it will be brand page.jsx, and type here RAFCE. Now here in the pages, let's create our brand page, that is the brand.jsx page here, type here RAFCE. Then just import the brand page over here, and now inside the app.jsx, now after this route, let's create the route tag, and the path will be on /brand/ here it will be our brand ID, that is the brand name, and the element here we are gonna pass here, that is it will render here the brand here. Now after this we have to correct we don't require the slash here now. So this is the route here, that will be this, and now let me just type here the brand here. So now after writing this brand, you can see the brand is present here for the Rolex. If you click on this watch, it will show you brand. So for all of them it is present here. So now let me remove this, and now here we have to also import. So here we are gonna import here the brand page styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are using these CSS property for our this particular component here. So now let me close this, and now after this we have to type here const, and here we are going to use the brand name that is coming from our use params, so that you can get the routes for this brand name, that is a particular brand name here for the brand page. Then type here import the use params that is coming from our React Router DOM package over here. Now after writing this much, we have to also import the dummy data. So just type here import watches data that is coming from our asset/categories data over here. Now here we are going to use these data for this particular component over here. Now let me close this, and now after this here we have to also type here const navigate is equals to use navigate hook. Again it will be coming from our React Router DOM. Then type here const brand watches is equals to watches data, and inside this pass here the brand name. If it is dot to lowercase over here, now else it will be empty array over here. Then type here const, here it will be our add item that is coming from our use cart here, and the use cart we have to import it. So just type here import the use cart that is coming from our, let me just type here / cart context here. Now after this here let me just remove this div, and here create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be our brand page styles dot main container. Then create another div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be max width will be 7XL, margin from X or axis will be auto, and position here it will be relative. Now create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be our brand page styles dot header container. Then another div tag and a class name to this div. It will be brand page styles dot, here it will be our back button container. Then a button tag, and inside this button let's type here the class name. It will be our brand page styles dot, here it will be our back button. And on click here create an arrow function, and inside this just navigate itself to our -1, that it will take you to one page previous to it. Then another div tag and a class name, it will be brand page styles dot back icon. And here let's give the icon as arrow left, and a size of the icon here it will be 20. Now a span tag and a class name, here it will be brand page styles dot, here it will be our back text, and just type here back. Now let's go, and now you can see the back button is coming here for all the categories. Here also let me just refresh. So now you can see the back button is coming here. Here also you can see the back button is coming here. Now after writing this, another div tag, and let's give the class name to this div. Here it will be our brand page styles dot title container. Then create a h1 tag and a class name to this heading tag. It will be brand page styles dot title, and let's pass here the brand name, and here we have to pass here the collections. Let me just close this h1 tag right here. Now after writing this, now you can see the brand collection is coming over here, that is the brand title with the collection over here. Now, and you can see the params are helping in the route changing here. Now after this, we have to also type here, that is to scroll to top whenever we reload this page, or whenever we visit this page, it will take you to the top of the page. For that, for the GitHub here, let's go to our brand page.jsx, and here let us just copy the use effect hook, and let me just paste it here. Let's import the use effect hook coming here, and now after writing this much, now type here const find in cart is equals to pass here the ID and an arrow function, so that the item in the cart can be found by the ID here. So just type here dot find, and here we are going to find the product, create an arrow function, product.id is equals to the ID, so it will be find in the cart here. Now we have to also import the cart here from the cart context, and the increment as well as the decrement over here, that is coming from our use cart here. Now after writing this, we have to type here, that is if no watch is found on the UI, so it will be helping you later when the backend will be created here. So just type here, if the brand watches dot length is not found, in that case just return, that is the div, and inside this div create a class name. Here it will be brand page styles dot, here it will be our container. Then another div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be our brand page styles dot, here it will be not found card here. Then a h2 tag and a class name. Here it will be brand page styles dot, it will be our not found title, and let's give here title as no watches found here. Now after writing this much, we have to create a paragraph tag and a class name. Here it will be brand page styles dot not found text here. Now let me just give the text as this brand has no watches listed in our collection yet. Now after this, a button tag, and inside this let's give the on click property and create an arrow function. Again it will navigate us to on the -1, that is the previous page here, and a class name here it will be brand page styles dot go back button here, and just type here the icon as arrow left, and the size of the icon will be 18, and let me just close this and just type here, that is go back here. So now after writing this much, let me just go, and here we have to create our watches here, that is the watches grid. So just type here a div tag, and let's give the class name here, it will be our brand page styles dot grid. Then we have to pass here the brand watches dot map, and here we are going to map here the watch and create an arrow function, and inside this just type a const. Here it will be our in cart is equals to find in cart with the watch.id here. That is, we are going to find the cart by the watch.id. Then we are going to return a div tag and a key here. It will be our watch.id. And here we have to give the class name to this div. It will be brand page styles dot cart. Then another div tag, and let's give the class name over here. And the class name here, it will be brand page styles dot. It will be our image container. Then our image tag and source here, it will be watch.image. Then in alternate here, it will be our watch.name here. Then the class name to this image tag, it will be brand page styles dot image here. Now after this, we have to create our watches detail section here. So for that, create a div tag, and let me just go to our UI. You can see the watches are coming over here. Every collection has 8 watches till now. So now after writing this much, let me just go, and here let's give the class name. It will be brand page styles dot. It will be our detail container. then a h2 tag and a class name. It will be our brand page styles dot, it will be our watch name. And here pass here the watch dot name here. Then after this, create a paragraph tag and a class name to this paragraph. It will be brand page styles dot watch description, and pass here the watch dot description over here. Now after passing this much, now create a div tag and a class name to this div. Here we are gonna pass here the brand page styles dot price and controls. Then a paragraph tag and a class name. Here it will be brand page styles dot price, and here we are gonna pass here the watch dot price over here. Now after writing this much, we have to create that as the, if the item is cart, then we have to show the quantity, as we have to show the add button here. So for that, just type here the in cart. If the item is in cart, create a div tag and a class name to this div. It will be brand page size dot, it will be our quantity container. Then a button tag, and inside this, let's give the on click property and create an arrow function here. Pass here the decrement, that is the watch dot id, will be using this for the decrement here, and then the class name will be brand page styles dot quantity button, and here we have to pass the icon as minus here, that it will show the minus on the left first. Then the size of the icon will be 16 here. Now after this, we have to create a div tag here and class name, it will be brand page styles dot quantity count, and here we are gonna show the in cart dot quantity, that is how many items are in the cart here. Then a button tag and a on click property, again we have to create an arrow function, and increment will be done using the watch.id here. Then the class name here, it will be again brand page styles dot quantity button. Then we have to give an icon, that is the plus icon for the increment here, and the size will be 16. And then we have to tag, that is the else case, create a button tag for the addition here. So just give the on click property here and create an arrow function, and here we are gonna type here, that is add item, and we are gonna add the item using the id that will contain the watch.id. Then the name of the id, that is the watch.name here for the watch here. Then we are gonna type here the price, that will contain the watch.price over here, and then the image will be containing the watch.image over here. Now after writing this much, we have to give a class name to this button. It will be brand page styles dot add button, and inside this, just type here, that is add a span tag, and type here add here. Now let's go and see. So now you can see you have the values present here, as well as the paragraph, as well as the heading here, and also you have this add to cart button here. If you want, you can increase or decrease the value number, and according to that, on the cart you can see the number is increasing here. Now let me add these watches also, and let's go back, and now you can see the number is increasing whatever we have in the cart here. Now by this we have completed the brand page. So now let's go and let us create another component, that is our login page.jsx here, and type RAFCE. Then inside, now let's go to our app.jsx, and here let's create the route tag, and the path will be on /login, and then the element we are gonna render on this route here, it will be our login page here. Now let me just create as a tag here. Now after importing this, let's go to our login page here, and here let me just type a login, and let's go to our UI, click on this account, and now you can see the login is present here. So now let's go and create our login page. So for this, let me just type here, that is the import, and here we are going to import the login page styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are going to use these CSS property for our this particular component here. Now after writing this much, we have to type here a const, and here we are gonna take the email comma set email is equals to a use state hook, and the value here, it will be empty string. Then type here const password comma set password is equals to a use state hook, and the value will be empty string again. Then type here const remember me comma set remember me is equals to a use state hook, and the value again, it will be empty string here. Or we can define it as false here, that is it will be a checkbox. So type here const show password comma set show password is equals to a use state hook, and the value here, it will be false here. Then type here const navigate, and here we are gonna use the use navigate hook coming from our React router DOM package. Now after this, here let me just go to our Chrome and search here for the React Toastify package. Click on this first link, copy this command over here, And now in your terminal, just paste it over here. Now let's go back and let me close this here. And now on the GitHub, let's go to our login page. And here, let me just copy this handle submit function. And let me just paste it here. That is to submit the data. So we have to paste this function over here. Now, once you have pasted this function, let me explain you this. We are using this, the e.prevent default, so that we can stop the page from reloading. Then we are going to check that is basic fields are filled or not. If the fields are not filled, it will show you this toast.error. We have to import this toast. So type import toast coming from our React Toastify package. Now, after importing this, we have to check that is whether these fields are filled or not. If it is not filled, then it will show you error. So it will again check that is the remember me checkbox is ticked or not. Then it will console the data once the submit button is clicked here, and it will generate you a fade token. That is, it will be saved in the local storage here. And now, after writing this much, let me remove this div. And now for the UI part, create a div tag and a class name to this div. It will be our login page size dot. It will be our page container. Then a style tag, and inside this font family. And here the font family, we are using the Playfair display with the sheriff here. Now, after this, create another toast container over here. We are going to pass here this. Then a div tag and a class name to this div. It will be login page size dot. It will be main content. Now, after this, create a button tag, and let's give here the on click property and create an arrow function here. And inside this, we are going to get navigated to our slash, that is the home page. And a class name to this, it will be our login page size dot back button. Now, inside this, create the icon as arrow left, and a class name to this icon. It will be our backtick, and pass here the height will be 5, width will be 5, and background will be text teal 800. And you can close this tag here. Change this teal to our gray 800. Now a span and a class name to the span. It will be login page size dot. It will be our back button text, and just type here that is back to home here. Now, after writing this, now let's run the terminal again. And now on the UI, you will be able to see that is the back to home button is coming here. Now, once click, it takes us to back to home here. Also, we have to correct this here. That is the, it will be not BG. It will be text gray 800 here. So now you can see the back to home button is correctly here, and once click, it takes us to home page. Now, after this, we have to create our main card here. So for that here, we have to create a div tag, and let's give the class name. It will be login page size dot login card. Then create another div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be login page size dot. It will be decorated top left. Then after this div, we have to create another div tag and a class name. It will be login page size dot decorative bottom right here. Now, after this, a h2 tag and a class name to this heading tag. It will be login page size dot card title. Now let's give the title as welcome back. Then create a paragraph tag and a class name to this paragraph. It will be login page size dot card subtitle. And inside this, let's give the paragraph as sign in to your account. Now, after writing this, now you can see the card is present here with the background here. And now after this, we have to create a form tag here. And here, let's give the on submit property. It will be handle submit. Then create a div tag, and inside this, let's give the class name. It will be login page size dot form field. Now inside this, label tag, and here let's give the HTML for the email and a class name to this. It will be login page size dot form label, and just pass here that is the email here. Now a div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be login page size dot. It will be our input container. Then create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be our login. Let me just type here the login page size dot. Here it will be our input icon container. Then let's give the icon as user and a class name. It will be login page size dot input icon. Now after this, we have to create an input tag here, and the type here, it will be email type. Then the ID here, it will be on email. Then the class name here, it will be login page size dot input base. then a placeholder that will say that is enter your email here. Then after this, we have to create the value here, that is the email, and then on change, pass here the event and an arrow function, and type a set email will be event.target.value here. Now, after writing this, it will be our required field here, so that the user must fill this field here. So just copy this div here, and now we have to paste it after this div here. Now, here we have to change it for the password here. The HTML4 will be changed to our password here. Then after writing this, we have to change the password, type the password here, and just change the icon to log, and the type here it will be changed. That is, first we have to type the email, that is the text here. Either it can be text or it can be password, and we are gonna check using the show password here. So if it is show password, then it will be text, else it will be password. ID will be password, value will be password. Here it will be password input base here, and then we are gonna change the placeholder to enter your password and set password here. Now after this, a button tag, and then the type of the button will be button, and then the class name to this button tag, it will be our login page styles dot, here it will be password toggle. Then on click property and create an arrow function for the toggling here. Set show password will be not show password here. Now inside this, if it is showing the password, in that case it will be our eye off icon, and a class name to this, it will be login page styles dot, it will be our input icon. And in else case, if it is not showing, it will be eye icon, and the class name here, it will be login styles dot, it will be our input icon. Now after writing this much, let's go, and it shows the error, that is illegal constructor for the lock here. Let me just go, and here for the lock we have to import the lock coming from our Lucidity React here. So now it's working fine here, and if I give something in input, it is taking, and also the toggle button is also working fine here. So now let me just scroll down, and now after this div, create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be our login page styles dot remember me container. Then another div tag and a class name. Here it will be login page styles dot checkbox container. Then input tag, and the type here for the input tag, it will be a checkbox type. Then the ID here, it will be remember me. Then the class name here, it will be login. Let me just type a login page styles dot. Here it will be dot, here it will be checkbox. Then the checked here, and if it is checked, it will be remember me on that. Then on change, again create an arrow function, and inside this just set remember me will be not remember me here. Then it will be our required field here. Then another div tag, and let's give the class name here for this div. It will be login page styles dot, it will be checkbox label container, and a label here. HTML4 will be our remember me here. Then the class name for this, it will be login page styles dot, it will be checkbox label, and type here remember me. Now after writing this, we have to give a space, and a span tag will have a class name. It will be login page styles dot, here it will be remember me required star here, and it will be passing the star here. Then a button tag, and the type of the button will be our submit type here, so that the data can be consoled here. And the class name here, it will be login page styles dot, it will be submit button. Then just give here, that is login. Now after this, you can see the login button is coming here, and we have to, now let me just complete this code, that is create a div tag and a class name. Here it will be login page styles dot sign up container. Then create a span tag and a class name to the span. Here it will be login page styles dot, here it will be sign up text, and let's give the text as don't have an account. If the user doesn't have the account, he will be redirected to our sign up page here. So let me just give a space here, and then just create a anchor tag, and in href it will take us to sign up page. Then the class name login page styles dot, it will be our sign up link, and now inside this just type here that is sign up. So now let me just cut the sign up and close it here. And now, so by writing this much, we have to go to our UI. Now you can see the sign up is working fine over here. And here, let me just copy the style tag from here, and let me just paste this after this div here. Now for the font we are using this style here. So by this we have completed the login page. So now let me just test it. So let me just give here the email, the password, and the remember me checkbox will be ticked here, and the login will be successful. And now you can see that is the form data is coming here on the console here, and on the application you can see in the local storage here I have actually multiple required, so I have to log out here, and let me just log in again. And now it is showing that is the auth token is created over here and is logged in is becoming true here. So now let me just close this, and here we can't log out from here. So let me just once I refresh the page it gets log out again. Let me just enter the email, let me just give here the password, and once I get logged in I am not able to log out from here until I refresh the page here. So now here let me just go to our Navbar, and here let me again just first let me just test it again, and it is not working. So here on the Navbar, if you go to your Navbar here and here scrolling down, if you go to your logout, here we have to just remove the bracket and close the bracket for the cache block over here. Now once you log out, it will toggle it to log out, and it will be toggling to account here. Now on the application here, let me just log in here. So now you can see the auth token generated, and once log out it is getting removed here. So now this functionality is also working fine. Now let's go and let's create our sign up page here. So for that let me just go to our components and create a sign up page.jsx component here and type here RAFCE. Then inside this just type here sign up, and let's go to our app.jsx here. And now after this route, create another route tag, and the path here it will be on /signup, and the element we are gonna render here it will be our sign up page. Now after writing this much, let me just go to our sign up here, and here let me first go to our Chrome, and now you can see the sign up is coming here. So now here let me remove this, and now first let us import the styles. So type import the sign up styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are going to use these CSS property for our this particular component. Now type here const, it will be our name comma set name is equals to a use state hook, and the value here it will be empty string. Now let's go to our login page.jsx and let us copy these use state hooks, and let's go and paste it over here. Now here we have to import the use navigate hook here. Now after importing this, we have to submit the data to our console here. So for that let's go to our GitHub, and here inside the signup page.jsx just copy the handle submit here and paste it after this. Now again for this particular function, let me just explain you this, that is the e.prevent default will stop the page from reloading, and then it will basic validation, that is it will check that is the user has filled these fields or not. If it is not filled, it will show you this toast.error, and then the email here, that is the whether it is a valid email or not, that is the user has used @ or not. Then it will show you the error whether the user has checked the checkbox or not. Then it will just console these data on the console, and it will show you the toast for 1.2 seconds, that is 1250 here. Now after this, for the UI, create a div tag. Let's give the class name here. It will be signupstyles.pageContainer. Now a style tag, it will be signupstyles. Here it will be page font style. Now inside this, pass here the toast container here. Then let me just create a button tag, and let's give here the on click property and create an arrow function, and inside this we are gonna get navigated onto /login here. Now let's give the class name here, it will be our signupstyles.back button. Now inside this let's give the icon as arrow left, and a class name here it will be signupstyles.back icon. And now after this let me just type a span tag, and inside this as class name it will be our signupstyles it will be our back text, and here just type here back to login here. So it will take you back to the login page here. So now let us go And now on the UI, you can see the back to login button is coming here. Once clicked, it takes us to our login page here. So now, after writing this, let me just scroll down and now create a div tag here and a class name to this div. It will be signup_size.form container. Then create another div tag and let's give the class name. It will be signup_size.card. Then inside this another div tag and a class name. It will be signup_size. It will be our decorative circle. Now a h1 tag and a class name to this heading tag. It will be signup_size.title and a style here. It will be our signup_size. Here it will be page font style. Then just type here create account here. Now after writing this, let us go, and now you can see the create account present here with the background here. Now after this, let me just create a paragraph tag and let's give the class name to this paragraph. It will be our signup_styles. It will be our subtitle here. Let me just type a subtitle and let's give the title as simple sign up to get you started. It will be light and clean here. Now after writing this, now create our form tag, and inside this form tag, let's give the on submit property. It will be our handle submit. Then inside this our class name, it will be signup_styles.form. Then inside this a label tag, and now inside the label tag, let's give the class name to this label. It will be signup_styles.label here. Now inside this, just type here that is the full name here. Now another div tag and a class name to this div. It will be signup_styles. Here it will be our input container. Then another div tag and a class name. It will be our signup_styles. Here it will be our input icon container. Then inside this, let's give the icon as user and a class name to this icon. Here it will be our signup_styles. Here it will be our input icon. Then after this div, create our input tag and let's give here the type will be text. The value here it will be name. Then on change here, pass an event and create an arrow function. Set the name here. It will be event.target.value over here. Then after this, we have to give here the placeholder that will say that is enter your full name. That is to enter your name here. Now after this, we have to give a class name. Here it will be our signup_styles. It will be our input field. Then it will be a required field here. Now you can see on the UI, this field is present, and once we type here, it is getting typed here. So now after this, we have to just copy this div from here till here. Let us copy this and let me just paste it over here. This time the label will be changed to our email here. Then here the icon will be changed to our mail icon. Then the type here, it will be changed to our email. Then here the value will be getting changed to email. Then here it will be our set email here. Then here the placeholder will be changed to that is the your@example.com here. Just let me just type here the example here .com here. Then after this, let me just create another div tag and let us paste it again. And this time the label will be changed to password here. Then the icon will be changed to lock icon. And here the type will be changed. That is first it will be typing show password. If it is showing, it will be text. In else case, it will be our password. Then the value will be changed to password here. Then the on change will be changed to set password, and the placeholder here it will be changed to create a password here. Now, after writing this, create a button tag for the toggle between the password. Then the type here of the button will be button type. Then on click and here create an arrow function, and inside this just set show password will be not show password here. Now a class name to this button, it will be our signup_styles. It will be our, let me just type a password toggle button here, and inside this type a show password. Again, if it is showing, then in that case it will be our eye off icon, and a class name it will be our signup_styles. It will be our password toggle icon. And now if it is not showing, in that case it will be our eye icon, and the class name here it will be our signup_styles. It will be again password toggle icon here. Now after writing this, we have to create another div tag and let's give the class name. Here it will be signup_styles. checkbox container. Then here let's give the label here, and here let's give the class name to this label tag. It will be our signup styles dot. Here it will be our checkbox label, and inside this type input tag, and here the type here it will be our checkbox type. Then here the checked here is equals to, it will be our remember me. Then the on change property, it will be an arrow function here inside this, and set the remember me here, it will be not remember me here. Now after writing this much, we have to also give here the required field, and here it will be our class name, it will be our signup styles dot, it will be our checkbox input. Now a span tag, and inside this a class name here, it will be our signup styles dot checkbox text, and just type here remember me. Now after writing this much, let me just go, and now you can see the remember me is coming here, and whatever you are typing, and the toggle button is also working fine over here. So now for the submit button, let's go back here, and now after this div, create a button tag, and let's give the type here, it will be our submit type for this button, and the class name, it will be our signup styles dot, here it will be our submit button. Now let me just type here sign up here. After writing this, create a div tag, and let's give the class name to this div, it will be signup styles dot, it will be our bottom container. Then a span tag and a class name, it will be signup styles dot, here it will be bottom text. And now inside this, just type here that is already have an account. In that case, you must be get redirected to our login here. So a space, and then just type a anchor tag, it will take you to login page, and a class name here, it will be signup styles dot, here it will be our login link, and just type here login. Now after writing this, we have completed the signup page.jsx component also, and let's go, and let me just check, it is taking to login, and here let me just sign up here. So let me just give here some inputs here, and the password here, and sign up here. A toast is seen on the right side, and then you are redirected to our login page. So now let me just log in again here, and let me just log in here. Now once I get login, you are seeing that is we are logged in here. So now by this we have completed this functionality also, and here let's go to our watches page, and let us create our watches here. So for that, let me just go and create a component, that is our watch page.jsx here, and inside this type a RAFCE, and then inside the pages we have to create our watch.jsx page, and type here RAFCE. Then inside the we have to import the navbar here in the watch. Also we have to import the footer, and in the middle we are gonna import the watch page here that we have created in the components here. Now after this, we have to go to app.jsx, and here we have to create a route tag, and the route tag, the path here, it will be on /watches, and the element we are gonna render here, it will be our watch here. Now after this, let me just go to our watches page, and here let me just type a watch, and let's go. And now on the UI, you can see the watch is present here with the navbar as well as the footer. So now let us create our watch page here. So for that, let me just type here, that is the import. Here we are going to import the watch page styles coming from dummy styles, and here we are going to use these CSS property for our this particular component over here. Now type here import, and here we are going to import the watches that is coming from our // here it will be asset/dummy w data. So here we are using this dummy data for our this particular component over here. Now after this, we also have to import here the filters as raw_filters over here. Let me just type here the filter here, and now after typing this, we have to also import the use card that will be coming from our // it will be our card context here. Now after importing these details, let's go to our GitHub, and inside the GitHub we have to go to our watch page, and inside the watch page.jsx, all we need to do is just copy these lines, and now after this we have to paste it here. Here we have to import these icons, the grid, the user icon, and the users icon here. Now Once you have imported this, here for the filter we are going to filter, that is it will show you all filter, as it will show you the filter by the gender here. So type here const filter comma set filter is equals to a use state hook, and the value will be here all, that it will show you. Initially it will show you all the watches. Then type here const cart is equals to use cart hook, and now we also need to import the add items from the cart context, then the increment coming from the cart context, also the decrement there, and also the remove item from this. Now after this, for our filtration we have to type here, that is the const filter is equals to, it will be a use memo hook, and inside this we have to create an arrow function here. And now inside this just type here, that is the watches dot filter, and here we are gonna filter here the watch. Let me just type here w here, and here we are gonna filter here the watch and an arrow function, and inside this type here filter dot filter is equals to all. If the filter is equals to all, it will show you all the watches. In else case, it will show you the watches by gender is equals to, it will be our filter. Now it will be done here for the filter here. Now after writing this filter function, let me just go, and now here we have to type here, that is the const get quantity is equals to, and inside this pass here the id for to get the quantity. So just type here const item is equals to cart dot filter or find here. So we are gonna find the cart item by the string, and here it will be c dot id is equals to string, and inside this pass here the id here. So now by that we are gonna get the item. If the item is present, it will be number, and pass here the item dot quantity, that it has to be finite number, else it will be 0 here. Now for the UI, create a div tag, and let's give here the class name to this div. It will be watch page styles dot container. Then create another div tag, let's give the class name here, it will be watch page styles dot, it will be our header container. Then create another div tag and a h1 tag, let's give the class name as style watch styles dot header title, and inside this time here, that is time pieces, and give a space, and then a span tag, let's give the class name here, it will be watch page styles dot, it will be our title accent, and here just type here, that is curated. Now after this, create a paragraph tag and a class name, it will be watch page styles dot, here it will be our header description, and let's give the description as hand-picked selection, clean presentation, and then we have to type as 0 borders, choose a filter to refine your search here. So now after writing this, you can see on the UI both of the heading as well as the paragraph are present here. Now after this div, create another div tag, let's give the class name to this div, it will be watch page styles dot, here it will be filter container. Then pass here the filters dot map here, and here we are gonna map here the filter, that is f, and create an arrow function, and inside this type here const icon is equals to, here it will be equals to the f dot icon, that is filter dot icon. Then type here const active is equals to filter is equals to f dot key here. Then we are gonna return here a button tag, and in the button tag here, let's give here the key property, it will be f dot key. Then the on click property, and create an arrow function here. Inside this just set filter here, it will be f dot key here. Then let's give the class name here, it will be watch backtick, pass here the watch page styles dot, here it will be our filter button base. Then we have to check, that is the if it is active, in that case it will be watch page styles dot filter button active, and in else case here it will be watch page styles dot filter button inactive. Now after writing this much, here we have to just pass here the icon and the class name to this icon, it will be our watch page styles dot, it will be our filter icon. Then we have to pass here the f dot label here. After doing this much, on the UI you can see on the right side you have the filter with the icon present here. Now after writing this much, we have to create another div tag and a class name to this div, it will be our watch page styles dot grid. Then we have to pass here the filtered dot map, and here we are gonna map here the watch and create an arrow function. Inside this type here const sid is equals to the string, and pass here the w dot id. If it is, it will be w dot underscore id, that will be future id, that will be the MongoDB id. Then here it will be w dot sku, and here it will be w dot name here. Now Then type here const quantity is equals to get quantity, and here we are gonna pass here the SID. Then we have to return our div, and the div will have a key. The key will be here SID. Then the class name here, it will be watch page size dot, here it will be card. Then another div tag and a class name to this div, here it will be watch page size dot image container. Then create a image tag. In source here it will be our w.image. Now for the alternate here it will be w.name, and the class name here it will say that is the watch page size dot image. Now degradable it will be false become. So now as you can see on the UI, you have the filter as well as the images of the watches are coming here, and the filter is working fine here. So now coming back to your VS Code, here we have to create our, that is the controls here, that we can add the button if it is not in the cart. So for that, let's go to our GitHub. Just copy this whole div and paste it here. All we need to do is, let me just explain you, that is the, if the quantity is greater than 0, that means we can increment or we can remove the item. If it is, we can decrease or we can remove the item from the one with the this minus sign here, import this icon. And also we can increase by the plus sign here, and it will show you the quantity in the middle. In else case, we have to add the item, also import this icon here. Now once you have done this, you can see the add to cart button is present here. Once click, it will add the item to the cart here. Now after this, let's go back here, and now after this div, create another div tag. Let's give the class name. Here it will be watch page size dot, it will be our product info. Then create a h3 tag and a class name, it will be our watch page size dot, it will be our name, product name that is. And here we are gonna pass here the w.name here, that is the watch name. Then the paragraph tag and a class name, it will be our watch page size dot, it will be our product description, and pass here the w.description here, that is the watch description. Then another div tag and a class name to this div, it will be watch page size dot, it will be our product price, and here we are gonna pass here the w.price here. Now after this, we have completed our watch page also. So let me just go, and now you can see the description with the price is coming here. Also the heading is present over here. Now after this, let me just add these items to cart, and we can add them, we can decrease them also. And now let's go back here, and now we have to create another component that will be our contact page.jsx here. Now inside this, let us type here RAFCE, and now let's go to our pages, and here let me just create a contact.jsx page. Inside this, type here RAFCE. Here we have to import the navbar. Also we have to import here the footer here. Then in the middle, we are gonna import the contact page here. Now after this, let's go to our app.jsx, and here let us give a route tag, and the path here, it will be taking us to our, let me just type here /contact here, and then the element we are gonna render here, it will be our contact page here. So now after writing this, let me just go on the contact here. So now you can see the navbar as well as the footer is present here. So now let us go and build the contact page here. So for that, let me type here import the contact page styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are going to use these CSS property for our this particular component over here. So now after this, let me just type here, that is the, let me just go to our GitHub. Inside the contact page here, inside this, all we need to do is just copy these functions from here till this function here, and let me just paste it here. So now here let me just explain you what it is. That is here you can see the WhatsApp number. You can keep any number you want, include this 91 here. So now here for the initial form, we are taking the name of the customer, the email, the phone number for the product, the budget, the contact, the message, and these things will be filled by the user on the form here. Then the form will be having this initial form, and the set form will help you in setting up the form here. Then the error as well as the sending will help you the management of the state, and the toast will show you the toast here. Then the product will be these datas, And now here we are gonna show the toast here. Here in the validate, we are gonna validate the each field, that is it must be filled by the user, else the form won't be get submitted here. Then for the submit, here we are gonna submit the data to our WhatsApp, and it will redirect us to the WhatsApp page with the data that the user wants to share on that particular number. So this is how our message will be built over here, and the URL is containing the API for the web WhatsApp over here. Now, after writing this, we have to also type a function, that is the function handle change, and inside this we have to pass here the event and create. Now type here const name comma value is equals to, it will be event dot target. Then we are gonna set the form, and inside this type here s and create an arrow function, and inside this type here dot 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 s, and we are gonna pass here the name will be containing the value here. Let me just type here value. Now after writing this, we also have to set the errors here, and the errors will be setting on s and arrow function. Again it will be dot 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 s, and this time the name will be containing the undefined here, that is it is not defined by the user. Then to clear the form, once the form is been filled and it is the message has been sent, then create a function clear form, and inside this just type here, that is the set form. It will be setting the form at the initial form, and it will empty the form once the user has filled this. Now for the UI, let me just go and type here div. Let's give here the class name. It will be our contact page size dot page container. Then create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be contact page size dot, it will be our inner container. Then another div tag and a class name to this div, it will be contact page size dot page header. Then create a h1 tag and a class name to this heading tag, it will be contact page size dot, it will be our page title, and a style here. Inside this style type a font family, and the font family here it will be our dancing script, and it will be serif. Let me just change it to cursive, so that the font will be changed to cursive, and just type here get in touch here. Now once you have written this h1 tag, let's go to our UI, and it shows the error, that is the error here. It says that is use state is not defined. Okay, on the top here after the React, just put a comma and import the use state hook. Now you can see there is no error, and get in touch is present here. Now after writing this much, let me just go, and now after this create a paragraph tag and a class name. Here it will be our contact page size dot page subtitle, and let's give here the subtitle first, a style here, and again the font family here it will be our, let me just type here, this time it will be Playfair font, that is the Playfair display, and it will be serif, and just pass here, that is looking for a watch quote or consultation, fill the form, and we will reply. Let me just type here reply over here on WhatsApp here. Now with the details over here. Now after this paragraph, create a div tag, and let's give the class name. It will be contact page size dot main grid. Inside this another div tag and a class name. Here it will be contact page size dot, here it will be left column. Then another div tag and a class name. Here it will be, let me just type a contact page size dot form card. Then create a form tag, and now inside the form tag type here on submit. It will be our handle submit will be function pass here. Then a class name, it will be contact page size dot form, and now inside this create a div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be contact page size dot, it will be input grid. Now let me just go to our GitHub again, and here let me scroll down, and here let us copy these helper functions here, that is these are the helper function for the icons, smaller function, and let me just paste it here on the top here. So now once you have pasted this here, it is the creative card that we are gonna use. Then we select with the icon and import this icon alert circle, and it will be input with the icon over here. So now after writing this much, and now inside this just create a input with icon tag, and now the icon here it will be passing the icon as the user icon. Then the class name to this icon, it will be width will be 5, height will be 5, and text will be black here. Then after this here the label here, let me just remove this, and in the type here your name. Then the name will be containing in the double inverted commas. Just type here name, and let me just type here the value. The value will be the form dot name, and on change here it will be handle change, and a placeholder it will say that is, let me just remove this, and now inside this just type here full name here. Now also pass here the error, and the error will contains the errors dot name, and then it will be a required field here. Now after writing this much, now you can see the input field has created successfully. Just copy this input tag, input with the icon tag, and just paste it again here. Now this time just change the icon here to mail icon. Then we have to change your label here, that is to email. Name will be changed to our email. Then the value will be changed to our email. Then the placeholder it will be changed to our your@example.com over here. Now the error will be changed to email. Now after this, let me just go to our UI, and now you can see the email as well as your name field is present here, and now you can fill these field also. Now after this div, create another div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be our contact page size dot inner input grid, and let us paste it again. This time let's change the icon here to our phone icon. Then the label will be changed to our phone. Then the name will be changed to our phone. The value will be changed to our form.phone. Now the placeholder here it will be changed to +91, and here you can give here the any number that you want. And now after this, the errors here it will be our errors.phone here. Now after this, just pass here the select with icon, or let me just first paste it again and just change it to select with icon tag here, and then the icon will be changed to our, let me type a clock icon. Then the label here it will be changed, that is to our preferred contact. Now the name here it will be changed to our contact method. Then the value here it will be changed to contact method. Then the placeholder it will be changed. Let me just here inside this we are gonna pass here the WhatsApp, or it can be phone call. Let me just put a comma here, and we have to close this. Then just pass here that is the email here. So whatever it is preferred it will be shown here. Then the errors will be have the contacted method. Now you can see both of the fields are present here. And now after this div we have to create another div tag. Let's give the class name. It will be our, or just don't give the class name, just type here select with icon and paste it here. Just remove this input with the icon here. And now this time let us change the user icon with the shopping cart. Then the label here we have to change the label, and the label here it will be our product of interest. Then the name here it will be changed to our product. Then the value here it will be changed to form.product. Then the placeholder it will be changed. First we have to change this placeholder to options, and here also we have to change the placeholder to options here. Now inside this we have to pass here the product. Then the errors will be errors.product. Now after writing this much, let me create another div tag, and let's give class name. It will be our contact page size dot input grid, and then again we have to paste it here. This time just change the icon to Indian rupee, and here the text will be changed to gray 600. So it will be changed to this color. Then the label here it will be estimated budget. Then the name here it will be changed to our budget. Then the value here it will be changed to form.budget. Then the placeholder it will be changed to our example. It will be rupee, and here we have to give here the rupee here, that is, let me just give here that is 1,50,000 to till it can be 3 lakh. Now after writing this much, the errors will be changed to errors.budget. Now after this let's go to our UI, and now you can see these things are coming over here, and now you can select the preferred contact here, also the product of interest. Now after writing these things, let me just go back, and now after this create a div tag and a label. Here the label will have a class name. It will be our contact page size dot, it will be input label, and inside this pass here short message over here. Now, inside the short message, give a space and a span tag and a class name to the span. It will be contact paste size dot require star. Now let's give the star over here. And now after this label, create a text area tag, and here we require the name as the message. We don't require the ID over here, so you can remove this, and a value, it will be form.message. Then the on change property, it will be our handle change, and inside this type here rows. Let me just type a rows here, it will be 4. Then the class name to this, it will be our backtick. Pass here the contact paste size dot text area container, and inside this type a errors dot message, and here if it is present, it will be contact paste size dot input error. In else case, here it will be contact paste size dot input normal. Now a placeholder, and the placeholder will say that is tell us, let me just tell us what you are looking for. Now after this, it will be a required field here. Now a button tag here, and inside this, let me just create a div tag first. Then let's give the class name as contact paste size dot, it will be our button container. Then let's create the button tag, and the type of the button, it will be our submit type. Then it will be disabled when it will be our in the sending state. Then the class name here, it will be contact paste size dot submit button. And now inside this, pass here the icon as send, and a class name will be width will be 4, height will be 4. And now just a span tag here, and inside this create a class name as font will be medium, and pass here the send via WhatsApp here. Now let me just type here WhatsApp, and now after writing this, another button tag, and let's give here the type of the button tag, it will be a button type. And then it will be on click, create an arrow function, and it will just clear the form, that is it will clear the form data. Also it will show you the toes, that is form cleared. And here we have to just pass here the info. Now after this, a class name to this button tag, it will be our contact. Let me just type here the contact paste size dot clear button, and inside this just type a clear. Now after this, let's create our right side here. So for that, create a div tag, and let's give here the class name. Here it will be our contact paste size dot right column. Now inside this, create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be contact paste size dot, it will be our right column grid. Then inside this, create the creative card here, and the title here we are gonna pass as the showroom visit. Then the subtitle here, it will be saying that is the private viewing by appointment. Then the icon here, it will be passing the icon as the map pin icon. And then inside this, let's give the class name, width will be 6, height will be 6, and the text will be black here. Now after this, let me just close this tag here, and now here after this, we have to go to our GitHub here, and here after this, we have to just copy this data from here, and now let me just paste it here. Now here you will be getting this on CTA, click here, and also let us copy the toast as well as the style, and now after this div, just paste it here. All we need to do is just import the check icon and also the alert circle icon. Now, and here we have this dancing script, and by this we have completed our contact page.jsx here. So for that, let me just go and let us check here. So if I click on this book visit, it opens us the WhatsApp here with the message. And now if I fill the form here with these details here, and let me just give here the estimated budget, a short message, and just click on send via WhatsApp, it will take us to web WhatsApp with this data that we want to send. That is this is the data we want to send over here. So now let me just close this, and the form gets reset over here. So now let's go to our, so by this we have completed this also. So let's go to our app.jsx, and here now in your app.jsx, here let us create to top to scroll for each page. That is when we open any page, it will be open from the top. So for that, in your app.jsx on the GitHub, just copy this function and paste it here. So here we have to import this use location coming from our React Router DOM and the use effect hook here. So now each time you open any page, it will be taking you to the top of the page here. Then another function is to protect the route. That is, for that just create a function, that is, it will be our protected route, and inside this we are gonna pass here the children here. Now inside this we have to create, that is the const, it will be our location is equals to use location hook, and then inside this we have to again type here, that is the const is authenticated is equals to, here it will be returning a boolean, either it will return the true or false. Then it will be our local storage dot get item, and here we are gonna get the auth token here from the local storage. Now it will return is authenticated. If it is, then in that case it will be our children will be passed here. In else case, here it will be our navigate. So here it will be navigating us to our to route on slash login, and it will be our replace, and inside this the state here it will be from, and the from here it will be coming from the location here. So whatever location we are, it will navigate us to our login page if we try to select the protected route if the token is not present. Now let's go again to our GitHub here for this, and here we have to just copy these use state hook and the use effect hook and paste it here. So here this use effect hook, let me just add there the comment, that is, it will show you the button for the top to the page. It will take you to the top of the page. The button coming on the right side will show you once the navbar, once you scroll the more than the 300 width here for the y-axis, and the use state hook is imported here. Then all we need to do is just copy this use effect hook from here till this, and here after this we have to just paste it over here. Now once you have pasted this, let me explain you what is this the use effect hook. Here it will just prevent the horizontal overflow, that is the x-axis overflow. It will prevent this by this function, and it will take you to the scroll to top, it will take you to the top of the page. By the behavior here it will be smooth here. So when you click on this button, it will take you to the top of the page, and it will be take you to multiple pages here. So just import the scroll to top route change here, and inside the components let us create our cart page.jsx component here and type here RAFCE, and then here in your pages just create another page. It will be our cart.jsx page. Type here again RAFC, and let us import the cart page over here. Now after importing the cart page, let me just go to our app.jsx, and here let us create a route that will be our protected route. So just create the route tag, and the path here it will be on slash cart, and the element first we are gonna be passing the protected route here, and inside this we are gonna pass here the cart here that will be coming from the pages. Let us close this route tag here, and now after this, so the button here for the toggle, let me just go to our GitHub and copy this button tag here, and let me just paste it here. Now we have to import this arrow up icon that will be coming from our Lucidity React here. So now after pasting this, we have completed our app.jsx. So let us go on the web page, and here you will be able to see a error, that is the button in the route tag. We have defined the button inside the route tag. So we have to, all we need to do is just cut the route from here, and now after this we have to paste it here. Now after this, let's go to our UI, and now it is working fine. And to check the button, let me just scroll down, and now you can see on the right side the button is coming here. Once we click, it takes us to our top of the page here. It is present for all of the pages. Now after this, let me just go and let us create our cart page, and it is protected here as we haven't logged in. It shows that is it, we are not logged in, and we have to log in here. Once we are logged in, now we can access the cart page over here. So this functionality is also working fine. So now let us create our cart page. So for that, type here import. Now type here import the cart page styles coming from our dummy styles, and here we are going to use the CSS property for our this particular component over here. Now after this, we have to also type here, that is the import. Here we are gonna import the use cart that will be coming from our /cart context over here. Now after this, let me just go to our GitHub here, and inside this cart page.jsx, just we have to need to just copy these functions over here from this till this. Just copy this much, and here after this just paste it here. So now here, let me just explain you these codes here. So starting here, we are importing the const cart, the increment, the decrement, the remove function, the clear cart function, the total items and the total price. These all things are coming from our use cart hook, and we have to import the use state hook here. So for the checkout form, we are taking the name here, we are taking the field for the email here, then the address here, we are initializing the addresses, the mobile number, then we are setting the note as well as the payment method here. Then these all things are for the checkout here. Then after this, for the handle mobile change here, this function will make sure that is the number given by the user is only of 10 digits. Then check the form for the validation here, that is it is filled by the user or not. If it is not filled, it will show you the errors here. Then for the process payment here, you can payment method here, it can be either cash on delivery or it can be online over here. Now after this, here for this handle submit, we are just submitting the form here, and then the form data will get cleared over here. That is, once the form is submitted, that is the order has been placed, then it will show you that the form is clear over using this function, that is the clear cart, and then it will reset the form like this. It will reset all the fields to empty string here. Now it will show you this toast.success here, and let's import the toast coming from our React Toastify. And now here after this, we have to also create this, that is if the cart is empty, that is there is no item present in the cart. For that, just type here if the cart dot length is not found, then return. And here we are gonna open an empty fragments and type here toast container, then type here a div tag, and let's give here the class name. It will be our cart page size dot empty cart container. Then create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be our cart page size dot, let me just type here dot, it will be empty cart card, and then pass here the icon as shopping bag, and the size of the icon will be 48. Then the class name to this icon, it will be our cart page size dot, it will be our empty cart icon. Now a heading tag and a class name to this h2 tag, it will be our cart page styles dot, here it will be our empty cart title. Now just give the title as your cart is empty. Now after writing this much, let's create a paragraph tag and a class name to this paragraph. Here it will be our cart page styles dot, it will be our empty cart text, and here let me just give the text as look like you haven't added any watches to your cart yet. Now after this, let me just go, and now on the UI you won't be able to see as we have already added some items here. So for that, let me just go and here create a link tag, and here let me give here the to property to this link. Let me just give here the to property here, and it will take us to on slash watches here, and the class name here, it will be our cart page styles dot, it will be our cart empty cart button. And now inside this, just type here that is browse watches. Now after writing this, let me just import this link tag. So just type here import the link that is coming from our React Router DOM package here. Now after this, we have to, for the UI here, let me remove this div, and now inside this create a div empty fragment first, then the toast container will be passed here, and then a div tag, and let's give here the class name. Here it will be our cart page size dot page container, then create another div tag and a class name. Here it will be our cart page size dot main maximum grid width here, then create a div tag and a class name. Here it will be our cart page styles dot header container. Now another div tag and a class name to this div. Here it will be our cart page styles dot back button container. Then pass here a link tag, and let's give here the to property to this link. Here it will be on this our watches, and then the class name to this link, it will be our cart page styles dot. Here it will be our backlink, and now inside this just create a div tag and a class name. Here it will be our cart page styles dot, it will be our back icon container, and just pass here the icon as arrow left, and the size of the icon will be 20. And now after this, just create a span tag and a div. It will be our cart page styles dot, here it will be our back text, and just type here that is back to watches. Now After writing this much, create a h1 tag and a class name. Here it will be our cart page size dot cart title, and inside this type here the title as your shopping cart here. Now after writing this much, let's go, and now you on the UI you can see your cart page, and now if you go, the route is getting incorrect. So now let me just go back and fix this. Add a slash over here, and now if you click on this back to watches, it will take you to the watches page here. Now after this, let's create a button tag here, and let's give here the on click property. It will be our clear cart. Then the class name here to this button, it will be cart page size dot clear cart button, and inside this just give here the icon as trash 2, and the size of the icon here it will be 18. And now after this, create a just type here that is clear cart here. So now you can see the clear cart button is present here. Once click, now you can see your cart is empty and the things we have created above is coming here. So again, let me just add 2 watches over here, or let me just add these watches, and let me just go. And now after this, create a div tag, and let's give here the class name to this div. Here it will be cart page styles dot, it will be our main grid. Then another div tag and a class name. Here it will be our cart page styles dot left column, and then create a div tag and a class name to this div. It will be cart page styles dot form container. Then create a h2 tag and a class name. Here it will be our cart page styles dot, it will be our form title. Let's give the title as enter your details here. Now after this, a paragraph tag and a class name to this paragraph. It will be our cart page styles dot, it will be our form subtitle, and let's give here the paragraph as all fields are required here. So now after writing this, create a form tag, and here let's give here the on submit property. It will be our handle submit, and a class name to this form. It will be our cart page styles dot form. And now inside this, a div tag and a class name. Here it will be our cart page styles dot, it will be our input grid. Now create an input tag, type here it will be text, then the value here it will be our name. And now inside this on change property, pass an event and create an arrow function. It will be our set name, it will be event.target.value here. Now create a placeholder, it will be our full name here. Now a class name to this input tag, it will be our cart page styles dot, it will be our input base, and it will be our required field here. So now by writing this, now on the UI you can see these things are present over here. Now let me just go back, and here let me just copy this input tag here, and let me just paste it again. This time the type here it will be changed to email, the value here it will be changed to email, then on change will be set email, and then the placeholder it will be changed to our email address. Now after this div, create an input tag here, or just paste it again, the input tag we have copied, and the type here it will be text, the value here it will be our mobile, and here we are gonna set, let me just change it to on change will be changed here, and here it will be our handle mobile change will be passed here, the placeholder it will be our mobile number, and pass here the 10 digits only. Now after this, create a text area tag, and here we don't require the name field, also we don't require the ID field. So let me just close this here, and now inside this pass the value as address, then on change here pass an event and create an arrow function. Set address here it will be event.target.value, that is whatever the user has written it will show you there. Then the placeholder it will be address, the rows here it will be 3, and the class name here it will be cart page styles dot text area base here, it will be our required text area, that is. Then the select tag, and now inside the select tag just type here the value here, it will be our payment method, and then on change property pass an event and create an arrow function, and set payment method here it will be, let me just set it to event.target.value, and now inside this a class name, here it will be our cart page styles dot, it will be our select base, then it will be our required field here. And now inside this create an option tag here, the value will be empty, and just type a select payment method. Now after this another option tag, and the value this time here it will be our online, and here the option this it will become online over here. Now After this, create another option tag. The value here, it will be our cash on delivery. And here it will be cash on delivery in the option here. Now, after writing this, just copy this text area tag and paste it after the select tag here. Now, change the value here. It will be to note. Then here it will be set. Address will be removed here and just type a set note. And the placeholder, it will be changed to our message or the delivery instruction here. Now, the rows here, let me just change it. It won't be our required field, and you can change the rows to 2 here. Then another div tag and a class name to this div. It will be our cart page styles dot. Here it will be our form button container. Then create a button tag, and the type of this button tag will be a submit type. Then the class name to this button tag, it will be our cart page styles dot. It will be our submit button, and then pass here the submit order here. Now, after this button tag, create a link tag here. And now let's give here the to property. It will take us to on/home, and the class name here, it will be our cart page size dot. It will be continue shopping button, and type here continue shopping. Now let's go on the UI. You can see the form is created here. And now after this div, let me just go to our GitHub, and all we need to do is just copy the whole code from here, and let me just paste it after this. And here, once you have pasted this, let me just scroll down and cut this div from here, and here on the top, just paste it after this here. Now, once you have pasted this, let's go to our UI, and here you will be getting some errors, that is the minus icons. So here, let me explain to you the code that you have copied and pasted here. So here, if we have the items in the cart, that is the cart icon, it will show you the image of the item we have in the cart. Then the h3 tag will have the name, and the paragraph will have the item price here. Then for the decrement, that is to decrease the value, here we are gonna add a comment that is these are the controls here. So this will help in the control. So for the decrement of the item in the cart, it will use the minus item, and the item quantity will be shown in the middle, and the plus icon will help you in increment here. Then to remove the icon, we have to import the thrash 2. Then for the order here, we are using these order that will show you the summary on the right side. So now you can see on the UI, you have these 4 watches. Once you click, it will just remove, or you can increase the value here, and also decrease. And also here, let me just fill the form here and select the payment as online, and just submit the order. The cards get empty, and the toast is seen on the right side here. Now again, let me add an item, and let me just fill it again. And here for the COD, let me just just fill these, and again your cart is getting empty, and a toast is shown here. So this is it for this. So let us check the responsiveness first. First, we have to tell that is the cart page is completed, and by this, the front end for this is completed. So here, let me just add these items also for this. And here for this different category, the Rolex collection, just add the items for this also. And now on the cart, here you can see the summary for the total is present here with the tax as 8% over here. Now, if you fill in these details and just submit the order, your cart gets empty, and the toast is seen on the right side. Now, on the home, let us check here for the responsiveness. So here the site is fully responsive for any devices. All the pages are responsive for any devices, that it can be either for the laptop, it can be for the mobile, or it can be for the tablet view. All the pages for this particular site is responsive. So this is all. Stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching.